Imagine an empire at the height of its power, a civilization that rivaled Rome and Persia. This is the story of the Aksumite Empire, a forgotten giant of the ancient world. But this isn't a story about kings and monuments. It's a story about a man, a legend, a whisper carried on the desert wind. His name was Kalen, and they said his arrows never missed. In the golden age of Aksum, when its trade ships dominated the Red Sea and its armies were the most feared in the region, a young man from the highlands discovered he had a gift, a terrifying gift. With a bow in his hand, he was not just a soldier. He was a force of nature. Each arrow released was a death sentence, each draw of the bowstring a promise of victory. Kalen rose from total obscurity to become the most elite archer in the empire, a living weapon wielded by the Negus himself. His name crossed the Red Sea, becoming a tale of terror in the bustling ports and sandy expanses of ancient Arabia. Kings and chieftains would tremble, not at the sight of the Aksumite army, but at the rumor that Kalen, the shadow of Aksum, was among them. His reputation preceded him, a mythic figure whose arrows were said to be guided by the gods. Victories mounted, battle after battle, skirmish after skirmish. The legend grew, and Kalen became more than a man. He became a symbol of Aksumite invincibility. But what happens when a man becomes a myth? As Kalen's fame reached its zenith, the world around him began to warp. The king of Aksum, once a patron, now saw him as a tool, a means to an end in his ambitious campaigns across Arabia. Allies grew jealous, their admiration curdling into quiet resentment. They saw his flawless record not as a blessing, but as an unnatural, unnerving perfection. How could one man never fail? Was he even a man at all? Whispers started to circulate, not just among his enemies but within his own camp. A prophecy emerged from the dusty scrolls of a temple mystic. A prophecy that spoke of an archer whose arrows were not his own, but borrowed from the hands of fate itself. It foretold a day when that debt would be called due. It predicted his first defeat, a loss so profound it would shatter not just his record, but his very identity. While Kalen was dealing with the weight of prophecy, a new threat emerged from the heart of Arabia. A rival, not just another warrior, but a cunning tactician who had studied Kalen, who had watched him from afar. This rival didn't seek to match Kalen's skill with a bow. Instead, he sought to exploit his weakness, not a flaw in his aim, but a flaw in his soul. He understood that Kalen's greatest strength, his unwavering confidence, was also his most vulnerable point. He knew how to break the legend. The stage was set for a confrontation that would span deserts, bustling port cities, and the gilded halls of palaces. Kalen, the undefeated champion, found himself navigating a new kind of battlefield, one of political intrigue and psychological warfare. He faced betrayal from those he trusted most, comrades who saw his fall as their opportunity to rise. He was forced to question everything he believed in. Were his victories truly his? Or was he just a puppet of destiny, a character in a story written long ago? The pressure mounted. Every shot he took now carried the weight of expectation and the fear of the foretold failure. The joy of the perfect shot was replaced by the anxiety of maintaining perfection. He was trapped in the prison of his own legend. The rival played his game masterfully, using feints, misinformation, and psychological ploys to chip away at Kalen's composure. He turned Kalen's own reputation against him, creating scenarios where even a victory would feel like a loss. The climax was not a grand battle between two armies, but a deeply personal duel of wits and wills. It was here, facing his rival and the prophecy of his own downfall, that Kalen was pushed to the absolute brink. He was forced to confront the man behind the myth, the fears behind the flawless aim, and in that moment of crisis, he had to make a choice: cling to the legend of the invincible archer, or find a new purpose beyond the battlefield. And this is where our story takes an unexpected turn. The conclusion isn't about one final glorious conquest. It's not about whether he wins or loses that final battle in the way we expect. Instead, it's about the wisdom Kalen gains from his ordeal. He learns a profound truth that so many conquerors and heroes never do. Victory without purpose is just emptiness. A legacy built only on the fear of others is a house built on sand. The story of Kalen, the Ethiopian archer, concludes not with a tally of his kills, but with the legacy he chooses to build after the fighting is done. It's a story filled with moments of surprising humor, of newfound humanity, and the quiet satisfaction of a man who finally understands his true worth. He discovers that the greatest victory is not defeating an enemy on the battlefield, but conquering the emptiness within oneself. This cinematic retelling dives deep into the rich history of the Aksumite Empire, bringing to life a world of ancient power, prophecy, and intrigue. It's a journey that explores the nature of talent, the burden of fame, and the search for meaning in a life defined by conflict. It's the story of the archer who never lost a battle but almost lost himself. What do you think makes a true hero? Is it their power or their wisdom? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We're fascinated by these forgotten histories and the incredible human stories within them. If you are too, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the legends of the past. Thanks for watching.